Let's talk about winter activities here on the mountain. And definitely one of my favorite activities is sitting on this sofa, which I got a few months ago, right after Thanksgiving, from a good friend of mine who's moving to a smaller place to live. And he asked me if I wanted this sofa. It's a double love seat, really big because he's a big man, like 6 foot tall, 280 pounds. You got a man-sized love seat, and boy, it is amazing. Brown corduroy, both sides recline. I have known this person for 15 years, maybe, yeah, 15 years, I think, almost 16. And I've spent plenty of time on the sofa, napping, reading, sitting. So it's like an old friend has come home. And I took a problematic piece of furniture off his hands too, because it's hard to sell furniture and get rid of it, and we both were happy with the results. So winter is definitely a lot different than summer, of course. We have shorter days, longer nights, it's cold outside, it's cold during the day, it's raining, so activities shift quite a bit, but not in a bad way. Um, Earlier bedtimes, just not as much being outside, of course. My garden, I go out there maybe a couple times a week just to check it out. I have those totes that I think I showed you in my last video about the garden, and I go out from time to time to throw out compost, put some more drill holes in them so the water will drain, and basically I'm just throwing compost and chips all winter long till spring. I'm also spending time looking at seeds and thinking about what I want to put in there and back there. I'm going to be putting in, I think, more squash and more tomatoes and whatever else I think is going to grow. It's always kind of interesting to see what will grow up here. So, because it's so dark and so cold and the weather's not so great, obviously don't go out as much as I do in the summer. It doesn't mean I don't go out. I do go out. I go out, meet with friends during the day, maybe for coffee. Took a friend of mine out to lunch right before Christmas. She's a good friend who, whenever I don't have water here, I can go to her house and take a shower. And she wanted to split lunch with me, the cost of it, and I said, "There's no way. You have no idea how much I appreciate those showers when there's water problems." Also went out for coffee with a couple of friends a couple different times. We have some great little cafes here in the county, and it's just fun to catch up. So that's during the daytime, and last year a lot of that was suspended even more because we had snow, we had those atmospheric rivers, and I spent a lot of time at the house. But as long as the weather is somewhat good and I can get around, I do get around. Evening activities are a little bit different. I did go to a performance about a week and a half ago. A friend of mine was passing through by the highway. He picked me up. We went to the performance, then he drove me home, and that was great because the road there is like this, although we took a longer road by the highway. I do leave the mountain, of course, to go down to the below the mountain, the county over, where many of my friends and family are. But at this point, I don't go down unless I have a place to stay overnight because it just is a very short day. Otherwise, I like to be on the road back up the mountain around 3:30 or so. And I have gone down. You know, I have doctor's appointments or dental appointments or my car servicing. I have to go down and meet somebody and do a cleanup task together. So I will get down there. But if I'm going to I go to an event or something, I will definitely spend the night at a friend's house. And I've done that a couple of times, and it's fun because my friends are really nice, and it's a chance for us to get together. I have a sleeping bag in the back of my car in the trunk area, and if I ever get caught and can't get back in time, I could just pick up the phone, grab my sleeping bag, and hang out until the morning. But in general, it's very quiet. New Year's Eve, I was here and I didn't go anywhere, and I didn't hear anyone going anywhere. Didn't hear anyone on the road. I can sometimes hear the highway. Highway was silent. I know we have a big casino nearby, a big Indian casino, and they had an event, but I just didn't feel like it. It was cold, it was dark. This is kind of a hibernating time, so I enjoy that. You know, I like to live by the seasons here, so winter and the early darkness and the cold kind of encourages you to be in the house and do things in the house and do things that maybe you wouldn't do when it's lighter and warmer. I do have guests over too, come by for lunch. I've had some family members come by for the day, here and there, and it's fun. I'm still working on that cabin across the way. I know you think I made it up in my head, but I do have a cabin and it's almost done. The electrician needs to go through and finish one or two more things. Then I'm going to finish it up and then people can come spend the night here too, because it is kind of a long trek just for the day. So what I've been doing is I've been spending a lot more time on the phone. In the evening, I call friends. I've spent 2-hour phone calls with people I haven't talked to since last winter. And it's very pleasant. It's something I don't have so much patience for in the summer because it's warm outside and I want to be outside and sit on the deck, this, that, and the other. But in the winter, I don't know, I enjoy talking, and people I call seem to enjoy talking too. We're all kind of hanging out in the houses now, and nobody's doing a lot of running around at this age anyway. So we chat, we talk. It's really lovely to get caught up. And because I'm in the house, I'm devoting myself to things that are in the house. I'm doing a massive decluttering project. I've been moving furniture around and moving the pantry around and doing all this moving starting last fall. And now I've decided what I want to do and what I want to get rid of. So I'm going through that process. I had everything in the back room where the pantry was, and then that little room by the kitchen was a bedroom, which I was sleeping in. But I decided to empty out that back room and put the pantry in the closet of that bedroom because it just seemed like a better place for it insofar as light and all that. Made the back room where the washing machine is a really nice kind of plant room and just a empty space room. I still have some work to do on it, but I'm real happy with how it looks. But everything had to go into the old bedroom there. So I'm busy trying to get that under control. Now, there are some items that belong in the cabinet across the street. There's sheets, there's towels, there's things I need to bring over there. So that's going to be a couple of the boxes. The rest are craft supplies, tablescape supplies, all my linens and stuff like that, and just general office things. So I'm working on decluttering that. I had a huge box full of items I was going to sell online. Dumping things in there every time that I wanted to sell online, but I haven't opened it in the longest time. So I finally, a few days ago, I opened it. I've started listing things. I got a check, or not a check, I got a PayPal deposit for like $106 a few days ago. I guess I'd sold some stuff and thought I'd cleared out my account. I cleared out my balances, but I guess I hadn't. So that came in. That was motivating. And I started listing like 2 days ago, and already I sold something, $25. Right now I'm going through the box and pulling out things which I think are sellable, putting stuff which are more donation based, and just figuring out what to do. I really would like to get everything listed, and I'm well on my way to doing that, and that will be a big relief when it's done, because at least I know that stuff is listed, and if it doesn't sell in a certain amount of time, out it goes. But it wasn't doing me any good in that big old tote, just taking up a lot of room. So now it's taking up some room on the table here, but it's going down real fast. Still at the food bank, enjoying that so much, though I had to miss this January's distribution because I got a cold on New Year's Day. I felt it coming in. New Year's Eve had been fine, and then at night I couldn't sleep, and I felt everything coming up, and I thought, oh boy. I even had plans for New Year's Day. The weather was beautiful, but like they say, man proposes, God disposes, and it's been okay. I did check myself for coronavirus. Don't have coronavirus. It's just a garden variety cold. I'm also going through all my boxes of crafts and of craft materials and trying to finish some stuff up and finish all my mending and finish any projects. Like I want to start now making more of those bags, those Christmas bags for next year's cookies, because that was great and they store so well. But one of the projects I'm doing is the hat making project. A few months ago, I had returned a dress to Walmart. I bought it, tried it on briefly at the store, and came home. And, so I turned it back. And they put money back on my card, and I thought, that money is actually already spent. So I went to the menswear department and I got several bags of athletic socks. Some were for large sizes and others were for regular size feet. Because I had seen that there was a rehab center, a men's rehab center in the county that was looking for warm clothes for their inpatients. So I got those and I was going to go take it to them until I realized that particular rehab facility was on the other side of the county. So as it turned out, there was a sort of a rehab center in the town where I was working near Walmart. So I called them up and asked if they took clothing donations of new clothing, and they said yes, they did. So I had two jackets that were new that someone had given me, new with tags. So I brought those. I brought the socks, and then I remembered I had all these hats that I had knit. So I brought all the hats, and they were thrilled with the hats. They were thrilled with everything because they were unisex. Socks are unisex. Hats are unisex. The sweatshirts were zip front that were unisex. And they were just really happy to take them. So as I'm going through the craft room, I saw I had some boxes of yarn. So I've been taking that yarn, and I have a loom, and I've just been doing this loom knitting of hats. I think I have something like 6 hats in here already, and I probably have enough to make 3 more. So I'm going to finish those. I have 2 more jackets, 2 nice jackets. I'm going to do 2 jackets, the hats, and I'll probably get some more socks at Walmart and do a drop-off maybe in another month or so when I'm done with the hats. So that activity has kept me busy, in the evenings. I'm also still doing food bank, though this month was curtailed because I got sick. But I was able to do the food banks right before Thanksgiving and a couple of them right before Christmas, and that was very satisfying to get that out to people. We're seeing more and more people as the months go by, so especially in the winter. So that was satisfying, and as I said, this time I am not well and not well enough to be out there because it's raining, it's cold, so I'm just going to have to wait till the next cycle. Lately, I've rediscovered my love of reading. I've been reading for a couple of months. It's like wonderful. I don't know why. I was reading for facts and information for a long time. Now I'm reading for pleasure again. I have a little, one of these Amazon fire sticks or Amazon Fire. I don't know what they're called, but it was pretty cheap. I got it on Amazon, and I also got Kindle Unlimited for, I think it's $12 a month. And it has been wonderful. Unlimited books. I am reading and reading and reading. I just finished a good one, nonfiction by a guy called Joel Salatin. He's kind of a renegade farmer, a regenerative farmer, called Everything I Want to Do is Illegal. It was an enjoyable read, interesting, and I've read several books like that so far, plus some memoirs. I'm enjoying memoirs of people who went through the Depression. I'm enjoying that a lot. I'm also reading some novels and stuff. Plus I have hardcover books, so the reading is great. What I love about this is that even if the lighting's not so good, it's backlit, so it's fine. I get 10 hours per charge on this thing, and it's wonderful. And when I travel to go visit my kids or to go anywhere, I can get unlimited books on this thing. I cannot take unlimited books in a carry-on. So this has been just a wonderful thing, and the Kindle Unlimited has been a wonderful thing, especially in the winter. I'm also cooking a lot. I really find the need for more hot meals. I'm still eating my salad today, but I really need more hot meals when it's cold like this. So after the big baking escapade of Christmas, I still had some baked goods left over. Not everything came out great, or some came out lopsided, or wasn't acceptable for giving away. So I've packed those away in the freezer, and I take those out. I had that big pumpkin that I just totally cleaned out and cooked, and so I'm looking at pumpkin recipes now. I'll be making some of those, and I made some frozen potato O'Brien and just things like that. I try to make, like several times a week, I try to cook something that I can put in the freezer and then have, in the freezer and take out, like warm meal type stuff. My only real complaint is my usual complaint about the internet. It's terrible. It was tolerable up till about the beginning of December, Thanksgiving or whatever, then impossible. In the evenings from about 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., I can't watch TV, I can't do YouTube, I can't do anything. It's crazy. And sometimes during the day, I can't do anything either. So I can't transfer photos into folders to put them into the. It's crazy. So I've gone to the library at least once to use their internet. I had to go to the senior center because the library was closed, and sit there in the senior center and use their internet. So, internet situation, I always complain about this. I'm hoping that it will be resolved soon. I need to have somebody install it, which is connected to a couple other things. So, once we're in that place, I'm going to be getting Starlink and just have normal internet instead of this ridiculous, ridiculous setup I have right now, which is just, I have no way to express how ridiculous it is. You're just going to take my word for it. So that's winter up here. It's a totally different energy, a totally different set of variables of climate, of clothing, of social activities, of going out and staying in. But you know what? It's fine. You have to just embrace where you are. And the first couple years, I didn't know what to make of these winters because these winters are a lot harsher than where I was living before. Plus, being out here, you can't just jump in the car and go someplace fun. It's a big deal. So you have to kind of shift and adjust. So I've shifted and adjusted, and I just look forward to the winter. It's just this time. It's the time to do different things. It's the time to live differently, to think differently, to eat differently, to just, I guess, power down. So I'm looking forward to at least a few more months of winter. It's January now, and we'll just take it as it comes. Hoping your winter is doing well, and you're doing well, and that the holiday season was good for you and good to you. And thank you so much for keeping me company these winter's days as I go through my tasks. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching.